Good morning from Death Valley National Park. It's Wednesday, March 21st. We're here on Ibex Spring Road. We're in the southern part of the park in the Ibex Hills. And today we were going to try to visit some talc mines, which I think you can see the white in the background. I believe that's the talc mines. And there's supposed to be a pretty well preserved camp up here too. We're going down a road about 5 miles down this dirt road. It's been a little rough so far. It's nice right here, but there have been some washes that have been just about at our limit for what our vehicle can do. But we're going to push on and see what happens. So here's the sign. It's kind of weathered, but you can see it says Death Valley. We are parked here along Ibex Springs Road. We went 2.8 miles and then we came to a fork and we went to the right. And then you don't go much further and you come to this dip, which we didn't really want to go through because we don't have the greatest four-wheel drive vehicle and this gets a little rough. If you had any kind of a good vehicle at all, you could make this, but we have a Saturn View. It's all-wheel drive, but we didn't want to get stuck out here in the middle of nowhere. So we're parking and we're going to walk to the spring. This road used to be blacktopped, but it's mostly worn away in most places. Here's a pretty good stretch of pavement still. We're getting closer. I don't see anybody over here. And then I can see over here to the mines there look like there are some structures, wooden structures on the mines. I guess these were talc mines. It took us a little less than an hour to walk here from where we parked at the deep wash that we didn't feel like crossing in our vehicle. Looks like they had a pair of outhouses here. Even had plumbing to them. It looks like there was water and an actual toilet flange that I don't know where it went, but probably out into the wash. Here's an old refrigerator and a structure that's flattened. Here's another little cabin. It's got a nice concrete floor. It looks like there was a shower over in the corner with galvanized panels on the sides. In the other corner was a toilet and probably a kitchen sink area here. I believe that these cabins and the mining operation in general are from the mid-1930s. Here's an old stove, and it looks like another old stove, doesn't it? Yeah. Here's the back of the cabin. Well, let's go on, look at the rest of the town, or the camp I should say. So this kind of looks like the main street. That's the cabin we were just looking at a second ago. There's another little branch over this way. Let's take this one next. Looks like they had water lines running throughout most of this little camp. Here again, this one looks like it had a shower. Or was this the bathhouse?
I think this is the bathhouse.
Oh, because this looks like there were a couple showers here. Yeah. See, these are all showers, aren't they?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, see the way this one, at least this one is. Couple of showers, at least one toilet, and then, oh yeah, whoops. I don't know why the big slab back here. Let's go up and look at this next little structure, see what this is. Oh yeah, there's a little can dump here. Wow. Some collapsed buildings, lots of water pipes around. Julie's faking me out. Another refrigerator. More water pipes and probably a sewer line that goes out into the wash. Some nice rock work. That's going to be here before, after the wood structures are gone. This could be a water heater, it looks like. Yeah, nice rock work. Something the vandals can't shoot up anyway. I guess they could, but they haven't. They shot this old stove up pretty good, or oven. People like to tear stuff up. Boy, these places, usually when they're this old, they have a smell to them, but it's so dry out here that this doesn't smell musty or anything. It just is perfectly dry. Sewer line coming out of there. Here's around back. They all had plumbing to them too. You can see the pipe. Here it looks like it was a clothesline maybe. I don't know where the other end of it is, but it's still pretty solid, although the tree's kind of leaning on it. This looks like it would have been a cistern of some sort that would hold water. There's a pipe coming in on that side. I'm guessing it would come from the spring. The spring, I think, is still up this way where the palm trees are, I'm assuming. It would make sense, wouldn't it? Mm-hmm. And like I said, this was lined with some kind of a steel. You can see the corrugated steel down there. Well, there's a log up here that we're entering our names into. There's another building here. Pretty well broken out from the walls. I don't know if people are doing that to burn the wood or what, but you know how people are. Well, once again, it just smells fresh as can be in here. You'd think it'd be all musty, but it's not at all. This one's listing a little bit. Got pretty nice flooring in there. Tongue and groove flooring. We're up by the palm trees now. Birds are liking it. We saw a hummingbird a minute ago on a creosote flower. Let's see what this says. This has galvanized siding on it. Another fire pit. Looks like they were all sheetrocked. This looks like a little 4-bedroom house. I don't see any plumbing in there, but maybe they did. They've got a flue of some sort. Also a couple of electrical wires poking out of the roof there, or ceiling.
Yeah.
So they had lights in here. Yeah, there's wires in each room. Well, there are the first bed frames we've seen. Usually you see those all over the place. Here's this other structure with the aluminum siding. At least that's what it looks like to me. So this has a bed spring there. And watch out you don't step on nails around here. A lot of boards with nails in them. All over the place. That looks like a kitchen counter and a kitchen sink. More palm trees behind this. This is kind of the end of the, ouch, end of the town here. There's something in there. Yeah, I won't be going in there, but I've seen a few of these around. I don't know if maybe it was for food storage or something, but we haven't seen any water yet though. There are some cattail looking things. Ouch, darn it. Watch where you're tripping. There are some cattails or something over this way. That's usually indicative of water. So there are two rock cabin foundations here. These date back further than the camp. These date back to the early 1900s. According to my sources. Quite small too. Only about 15 feet square. At best. On the outside. There's another one straight ahead we're going to go look at. Here's the remnants of another old rock structure that's pretty well been taken apart by somebody or something. Well, here's the water. This whole area is full of water. Oh, I can't even feel the bottom of it. It's at least as deep as half of my trekking pole. So, if you want to go swimming, here's your chance. You wouldn't go in there? It's cold water too. So it's not a hot spring, it's just a cold spring. So this is underneath this angled structure like this. I'm guessing it just naturally fills up. I guess it makes sense that there is all this vegetation here because right here is where the water comes from. And this is just below the one rock building that's kind of destroyed there. Along the west side of the camp up against the hills are those little buildings, and then this water is here. So it runs out, creates all this vegetation here, different kinds of trees. I'm sure it nourishes these palms that are down there and all these bushes that are just starting to flower. I don't know what they are. Looks like that's the main water tank in town, or the water tower. There were 5 owls over by the tank. There's quite a few hummers. And the owls flew a short distance away, and at least one of them came back over there by the tank. I wasn't trying to scare them out of them. I didn't know they were there. There's another owl. Good, he went back to his regular roost. The owls all went back to their roost, back by the tank. So that was cool. So here's a look at the town from above. This is where the actual water is in this area, over by the palm trees. And we're going to go up here and take a look at one of the mines. I believe there's one up here within a mile or so. That's looking back at the camp. Here we are up at the talc mines. I don't know much about talc except for I've heard of talcum powder. I know even less about how they mine it. It reminds you of walking on snow, except for it's hard. Very white though. This to me looks like it was a loading chute. And there may have been a hopper up on top of this. I'm guessing there probably was. There are some rails over here. There's a road there. Looks like there might be a tunnel over here. Let's go look. Well, here looks like the old talc mine. So this doesn't really go anywhere. It's just a very small room with a shelf all the way around it. Kind of a heavy-duty shelf. So this is some strange stuff. I don't know much about talc, but it's kind of... This maybe is the better quality stuff. It's a little softer. Because this looks like it's pretty pure of something here. Wow, look at the talc. I think this is the mother lode. It doesn't look real deep, does it? They got these all cabled off. That one goes down a little ways. Kind of freaky. Here's another tunnel around the corner from where we just were. Once again, not very deep at all. Only a few feet deep. I wonder why. Looks like they had a little rail on this to dump the waste rock over here. This old talc mining is quite a deal, isn't it? Yo! Well, this must be a fairly big tunnel then.
I'm guessing.
Let's go look at this thing once. Looks like it had some doors on it. Not anymore. Yeah, this only goes back a little ways and there's a cage. Oh, somebody's cut it open though. Let's go do a little exploring. We're gonna walk off of a cliff here. Which, yeah, you could do. Yeah, it goes quite a ways that way. And then here's a shaft. Goes down a ways. Oh boy. You wouldn't want to fall in there, would you? It's super soft in here. And then there's a chute. About the end of it. This is busted in, so that doesn't look very fun. I better get out of here, huh? Pretty cool. Well, that was kind of cool. Somebody's cut the wires. It wasn't me, but some mine explorer. Well, we're still exploring the talc deposit. Pretty wild stuff, I gotta say. Boy, look how white and pure some of that is. It's just below the surface too. Goes all the way up this hill. I think I've seen enough though. Look at that plateau out behind us. Our car's out there somewhere, you can't even see it. It's about 2 miles to the left as we're looking at it. Anyway, see you talc deposit. You're pretty cool. Another shaft over this way. Just down a little ways. And the main workings are up there. This is the mining road we've been coming down. The mines are up there by those white waste rock piles. Here's the town we went through, or the camp if you want to call it that, and the palm trees. And here's our road out of here. Over here I think is the Ibex Dunes. Some kind of dunes. We're still working our way down the road. So we're back to where we left our vehicle when we came here because we didn't want to go up this rough spot. It's a little over 2 miles from here to the camp, and it took us about 45 minutes to walk there. And you know, it's a nice little walk. You get a couple miles in. But you know, if you have a good vehicle and you can make it over this, then go for it. I didn't want to get stranded out here, but it's not that bad if you have a Jeep or something. Well, we're leaving from the Ibex Spring and the talc mines. You can see the mines up there, but I did just want to show you there's a split here. There is a sign that says deep sand 1.5 miles ahead. But just stay to the right, go towards the white talc mines, and that's where the Ibex Spring is below them. This is another kind of a bad spot. Piece of cake. Here's the recap for our visit to the Ibex Spring and the talc mines. We started on this road, which is 16.5 miles south on 127 from Shoshone, from the main junction in Shoshone. Then we drove down this road 2.8 miles and took the fork to the right and went just a little ways further. So we drove probably a total of 3 miles to where we came to the wash that was impassable for us, at least safely. We hiked a little over 7 miles, counting up to the talc mines and exploring through the camp and everything, and we had an elevation gain of about a little over 1,000 feet. So the mines are pretty cool. The camp is pretty cool if you like that kind of thing. It's nice scenery out here in the Ibex Hills. There are also the Ibex Dunes out that way, and so it's all here if you want to see it. Thanks for watching the video. Julie and I appreciate it, and as always, happy hiking.